realized about myself is that when I have big negative feelings, I do not stay with myself very long. I immediately start looking outside of myself. Like, what does that mean? Why they do that? Do they even care? Um, how do I fix this? How do I make this feeling a good feeling? How do I shift this? How do I make it go away? I'm learning something completely different right now. Just stay. Not to fix, not to make go away, not to affirmation myself out of it, not to try to be positive, not to rush out of this big, uncomfortable, negative feeling, but just to really stay. I was talking with my man about something very deep and real, and I wasn't met the way that I wanted to be met. And I noticed where my attention went when I got off the phone. Even in that moment, too. In that moment, my attention went with, why did he react like that? Why did he respond like that? Does he even care? He doesn't even care. You know, why did he look like that? But after I got off the call and I felt my sadness on it, because actually it created opportunity for me to do that, to feel the sadness in front of him. Later on, I realized that that moment, it wasn't actually a moment, like a moment for me to figure him out. It had been a moment created for me to stay with myself, and show that in front of him. Because I was definitely feeling a lot of sadness. And so I showed him that sadness and that hurt that I was feeling. He was able to see it. I didn't really tell him what the issue was. I just wanted to make sure I didn't go outward with it and do inward, So I learned all of it, but right now I just want to learn how to stay with myself in this moment, There's a coach that I am currently talking to as well, and she was talking to me about, and the only way I could think of it and correlate it was, like I told you guys before already about me, when I talk too fast out of pressure sometimes, I'll stop myself, self-soothe myself a little bit and tell myself, take your time, babe. You're good, She does that, but in the way of feelings. And she always says, her feelings are very important to her. So when she feels a ways, she makes sure she stays with herself in those moments. And she is feeling expedition is what they call it, but she does it right there, or she goes to the bathroom, but she handles it because that's how important they are to her, And that's what I did in front of him too. Handle it right there because that's how important I want to make them for me. Then something happened to me and then I go instantly to reacting and da-da-da. Something happens to me and now I'm dealing with that. Because even when something happens and we go straight, boom, to whoever we're doing it, whatever, blah, 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 to that person, we never deal with the actual feelings that we felt in that moment. They never get addressed because we went towards that thing, that person, the outer experience that was happening. I normally want to move to fix it, to think positively, to distract myself, to get reassurance, to figure the other person out, to make the feeling disappear. But I'm experimenting with, what if nothing needs to happen right now? What if this feeling can just be here? And I get in a state of full acceptance and I allow it, an allowance, just allowing this feeling to be here. And I get in full state of acceptance and allow it to be safe. Take its time. This morning I did this work too, and I was thinking of, a couple days ago when I first started doing it, and I kind of was like, okay, like when is it going to be done? Like when is it going to be over? Because I was, practicing it. And then the other day I started thinking about this analogy. I noticed that I was judging myself, and I was kind of like getting into fixing, just all this other stuff. I started to think, what if I told my man or my parents, my friend, whatever, somebody that I care about, how I was feeling, okay? And as soon as I told them that, they started to think of, well, let's just think positive. they started telling me a positive affirmation. They started getting to fix it or judging, started getting to giving me just things. And I was thinking, like, how would I feel? How would I feel knowing that I feel the feeling underlying all of that, which is they're just waiting for me to stop feeling this feeling? I would feel unsafe. I wouldn't feel safe. I wouldn't feel completely accepted for me. And I would probably get quiet, to be honest, because that has actually happened to me before. I would get quiet and I would probably back up a little bit from them and just be like, let me not ruin everybody else's time, But then I started to come into reality of that is what I'm doing to myself. Try to move from it, shift, be positive, affirmation, all that stuff. Learn how to do that. And I think too, if somebody did to me in person like that, I'd be like, how rude, first of all, but how unempathetic. But yeah, that's how I was doing to myself. So what I'm practicing right now is, can I stay? Can I look at my notes, notice what's happening inside of me before focusing on everybody else? Can I stop demanding that the feeling change quick, fast, because it's uncomfortable and I don't want to be in it? Can I give myself permission to be uncomfortable for however long this feeling takes? And if I don't know exactly what I'm feeling yet, can that be okay too? I think that's something is too, is like, when I get bored, I'm in the feeling, because I really think of it as like meditation. That's how I'm getting taught it. And I think that that's how I'm looking at it too, is that it's really a form of meditation. Getting the sensations back to your body, presence, Can you allow it? Can you create a state of not only presence, but acceptance of this feeling, in your body, whatever feeling it is? Make it safe, right? And can this be okay? Can it? Because I know for me, I'm just learning how to be uncomfortable without immediately moving. I'm learning how to stay with myself when my first instinct is to leave. And I'm realizing that maybe I don't need to get better at making uncomfortable feelings go away. Maybe I need to get better at staying with myself while they are here. I would desire you to think to yourself too, is it okay for you to feel? Is it safe? Are you allowing? Are you in the area, I guess, of allowance? A state of acceptance, Are you? And are you able to just stay in any emotion that you're having and stay with yourself, not abandon yourself in those feelings and emotions, no matter how big, how uncomfortable it feels, to stay in that, no matter what, no matter who you're in front of, If you maybe need to take some time in the bathroom to yourself, but to honor the feelings, because I'm learning that they do matter. They really do. And they really have a big influence over your actions and how you react to something. So if they matter that much and have that much control over you, I think that they are a pretty big deal. So that's what I'm learning. That's my video today. That's what I'm learning. A little nervous to talk to you guys about this because I'm still learning it now, but I am learning to honor them. And that doesn't always mean do what it's telling you to do. Like this morning too, I experimented with it. I was processing some anger that was coming up, and I was allowing myself to just feel that anger, feel it, and sadness, and just some other emotions. I had a whole bunch of emotions come up this morning, but it's okay. So I was just doing it all in this bed, having a moment to myself. I was doing it for like an hour, so it was honestly so honestly, it's starting to feel good now for me to do it. I'm starting to feel really good because I get so much, oh my gosh, it feels so good afterwards. But yeah, I did it. And then after that happened, I was feeling two things to do. I'm like, I have a feeling to like fall asleep. I may be tired. And I told you guys already in my last video, from now on, my body talks to me. I'm going to listen to it instead of me, like I always do, which is I'm like, oh, it's okay. I'll do it with you later. It would tell me I need to rest. And it was telling me something else that is private. I want you guys to know. And I was between those two things. And so this morning I'm like, dang, like, what should I do? And so I was thinking to myself, like, which one is my body really telling me? And so I said, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a 5-minute alarm on, and I'm going to lay down with the cover. And so I lay down in this bed, got a cover, and I just lay there. And I said, if I fall asleep in these 5 minutes, that means I am more tired than I am this other thing that I want to do. And I woke up to the alarm. I woke up to the alarm. So that means that my body wanted to rest more than it wanted to do anything else. And so I got up and I went to lay with my kids. We're laying in a whole different room right now when my husband's gone. And so I went to that room and I laid down and I rested. And I felt so good. Even today, before I made this video, I was going to make this video, but then my body was like, you need to rest. So guess what I did? I took a nap. Don't tell the girls. I took a nap and I rested. And it felt so good. And I came back on here and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to make a video. And I felt really great. Even though it was kind of late, I felt really great and I felt amazing. So yeah, I'm still doing the body, listening to my body and stuff because it's important, and listen to the signals while I do the same thing with my feelings. The same thing, because that's really what that whole thing was about. My last video was more signals, listening to your body, and not ignoring it. And so same thing with my feelings. Listen to every signal that I'm getting, because I deserve acceptance and I deserve to allow this safety and to give myself this presence, this meditation, this gift. It's so good. I wish I could, oh my goodness, it's so good. Like, my gosh, I wish I could gift it to every woman to just do this thing, like, because it just feels so good to not have my emotions kind of like control me, if that makes sense. In the past, if I felt something, I would then react, do something about it. Or I would, again, even if that's moving, processing, whatever, and processing for me was different than how I'm doing now, because I'm present, I'm creating a safe space, I am in allowing, I'm in a state of acceptance. Before, it's different, doing scientific wise, it's another way, not scientific wise, I'm gonna say that because that's what I was taught, but yeah, this state that I'm doing and just staying still and just allowing yourself to do it however it comes up, it's very freeing. And I just never did it like this, and it's so crazy because when they were telling me, because I'm in a program and stuff for this kind of stuff, but when they were telling me about this, I'm like, oh, you know how to process my emotions, you're good. And the person was like, the guaranteed way I've seen everybody feel at this program is when they say that, when they say, oh, you know how to do this, don't worry about that, like the next thing, be open. And I was open, and I'm so glad I was, because I've been learning so much already, and it's only been 4 days, which is super crazy. But yes, I just wish I could give this gift to every woman, because it's so needed. It is so needed to do this, and honestly, to let your man see you in this state too, so that, yes, it's just so transformational. And okay, I'm gonna start talking now because I want to be in the video, because I feel myself getting hungry. And I'm gonna listen to my body, like I told you I was gonna do. Okay, all right. I love you, and you have a great day and a great night, because it's nighttime. Go to bed.